History has shown us that natural disasters can unravel the human spirit. Centenary Village decided to rebuild. One single stitch joined by another.
Glancing on a map, the village is bound by the Ipswich motorway, a railway line, a brickworks, a correctional centre and a creek. But in reality, it is a pocket of Brisbane with a nature reserve. Wood ducks waddling on the road, kangaroos sharing breakfast, koalas hiding up high, and the possibility of a platypus at the bottom of a creek.
She's my neighbour, Bebopalula, friendship I will save her, Bebopalula, he's my neighbour, Bebopalula, generous favour, things we've shared bring us together now.
Today in the low-lying suburb of Darra, as you can see, we have a bit of an inland sea ocean going on.
The Darra Community Group were given grants from all levels of government, federal, state and local, through Community Development and Recovery Package funding. Ozcare also came on board to support the weekly workshops with staff and funds. To sustain the community spirit generated during the clean-up, artist Donna Toussaint came with buckets of dye, thread and fun to meet with the community to talk about life before, during and after the flood.
After meeting Rose, Emily, Marge, Kathy and Kylie, we talked about home and what home means to each of us.
Well, we've got lovely neighbours and it's a very nice neighbourhood and there's always something happening and I just love it here.
So how did you find out it was on today?
Well, somebody put something in my letterbox.
So you read what was in the letterbox?
Yes, oh absolutely, and I always come when anything's on, come and support my community.
And what do you think of the refurbishment?
Oh, I think it's wonderful. It's so, I mean, compared to what it was like before, it was very humble. But now it's just magnificent. And we got great support after the flood. All this was underwater.
We started to organise some events to bring the community together, centred around art and craft projects, sharing stories and getting to know each other and meeting other community organisations beyond our neighbourhood.
It was lovely to catch up with the neighbours and hear how they're going with their renovations and their lives. We love these fun days as we all get a chance to relax and enjoy one another's company. a trip to see the Floodlines exhibition at the State Library gave us a chance to reflect on what was happening outside the village.
Early in the project I mentioned that it would be really great to have a meal together as a community, as a celebration of pulling together and helping each other during the floods.
The theme of our community feast was "Don't wait for a flood to say g'day."
We have found ways to connect with other groups and organisations, extending the community beyond our neighbourhood.
As the postcard suggested, don't wait for a flood to say g'day, and I'm glad that you've all come out to share a wonderful meal and some conversation and some entertainment tonight.
Big Bop-a-Lula, she's my neighbour.
Everyone's very clean and tidy.
Big Bop-a-Lula,
That's lovely to
Centenary Village is looking for knitters. We want 200 scarves. Football inspired, scarves and football, fun and frivolity. We want it all here in the village. We want to put Centenary Village on the map. We're going to cover a car. And then we're going to hook the car up to Lulu, the Portaloo. And we're going to have a car and a loo ready to travel the world, putting Centenary Village on the map.
Mosaics have been a big part of this project, from fun days through to masterclass. We've had masterclass in mosaics when the community took it on as something they were interested in, and we've completed a community sculpture, a flood marker, a seat that will be a permanent reminder of home is where the hall is in the community.
The last event for Home is Where the Hall Is culminated in an event called PicKnit, a 1950s inspired community picnic meets craft celebration.
To unveil the community mosaic seat, which has been the culmination of a lot of work by community members over the last 6 months. And it's going to stand as a permanent reminder of the 2011 flood.
Dawn Catton, aged 80, lived in Centenary Village in the 1950s. After reading an article in the Courier Mail, she wrote a letter to the Darra Community group and recalled her memories of the spirit of the neighbourhood. Dawn's letter mentioned that in the 1950s the community started up a kindergarten for the Defence Force Army families and sold raffle tickets and held open-air movie nights, cake stalls and fêtes to keep the kindergarten going.
Thinking back to those days of 50 plus years, Dawn, Merle and I, we remember the friendliness and the laughter and the good neighbourliness of this lovely little spot. You can ask anyone for anything here. So I'd like a cup of tea and
50 years on, the hall is still such an integral part of this community. We have a weekly church group that uses the hall, a weekly play group that uses the hall. The hall is used casually for people in homes for birthday parties and other sorts of receptions. We have movie nights, we have wider group that uses the facilities here. Kairos Prison Ministries use the facilities, and they have training workshops from the hall as well. We have our meetings. Other groups use this hall for their major meetings or AGM meetings as well, because there's not that many facilities within the wider surrounding community. So it's really important. The hall is the hub of this community, and it's become more and more so since this project began.
The Darra Community Group is a hard-working, dedicated team of people who've gone on some crazy adventures that we've dreamt up. We've invited lots of other groups to come and help us, and that's what community's all about: stretching out, extending and connecting.
This project has helped the Darra Community Group find ways to connect and to network and to really work with other groups. We've made so many more connections with other community groups, and while those groups have been involved in this project and have helped our group, we're also starting to make connections and get involved with them. So it's a mutually beneficial agreement, and it's just been a really good, long-lasting benefit that's come out of this project.
See? Thanks to you, Donna, I've learned all these skills.
Me too.
Do something.
Like you know what you're doing.
I'll teach you how to knit in 5 minutes.
Can't believe you don't know how to knit.
So, we'll try again. Down there. Hold that tail with those fingers as well. All your fingers need to be doing something pretty much. Through that loop that you have in your thumb. Back through there.
Oh, yeah.
Slip it off.